Okay, let's add one more little touch to this enemy thing here, and that is when the player touches the enemy, I think it would be nice if the player could not go through the enemy, and also maybe the enemy should kind of push the player away a little bit. So let's select this enemy here and give it the solid behavior. That way we can just walk right past them. So I will go and click on this plus symbol and add the solid behavior, and you can see that we add these behaviors to objects. So each one of these enemies that are part of the same object, they are just different instances of the same object. Each one of them have now this solid behavior, so we can no longer walk past them. And another thing we might do is we might kind of give the player a small bump when he hits them. So that one, maybe we'll just put it into this event here. So we have this condition where we check if the player is colliding with the enemy, and basically that's all we need to check. So if he is colliding with the enemy, let's add an action where we are giving this real player object a little bit of vector y, and this basically means like we are setting the y kind of movement to be something. So let me select this set vector y, and we want the player to kind of bounce upwards, so we want to make it negative. So let's try with like maybe negative -600. So now when the player is hitting the enemy, doesn't matter if we're going to kill the enemy or if the enemy is going to hurt us, in either case we are going to bounce upwards a little bit. So let's see how that looks like. So here's the enemy, and boom, when he hits us, he's going to push us a little bit. And that's actually quite aggressive, because now we can't go past them. And also you saw, like, if I hit the enemy, then the enemy will the enemy will get killed, but I will also bounce upwards a little bit. I think it might be a good idea to increase that even slightly. So let's make the vector y maybe 800, because bouncing is fun, right? So let's see how that feels like. So now if this enemy hits us, it's still very aggressive. So it's still kind of pushing us right out of the frame. Many games have a feature in which when the player has just been hit, then he's kind of like transparent for a little while. So maybe we should do that for our player as well, so that the enemies won't simply push him out of the frame. So we want him to kind of be transparent while he has just been hit. Let's take a look at how that might be achieved. So let's go to our event sheet, and here is the enemy behavior, and here is the part where we are losing some health. So when that happens, that we lose some health, we can add an action here, and we want to set the action for the enemy, and we want to remove this solid behavior just for a few seconds. So here's the solid behavior. I will select that one, and state should be disabled. So now the enemies won't be hitting the player for a little while, and what that while is, we can define by another action. So let me go to add an action, and that's going to be in the system category here, and here we can find an action called wait. So we want to wait a little bit, maybe 1.5 seconds, and then we want to turn the solid back on. So let me just copy paste this action and then just turn it back to enabled. Let's see if this works. So we have an enemy approaching, and when he hits us, he won't push us anymore, because for a little while he will be, that particular enemy will not be solid. So let's try it again, and after 1.5 seconds he's solid again. So yeah, that kind of works out quite nicely. We jump, we lose a heart, but we are not getting pushed. That's not very nice that the clouds are blocking our player, so we can just let's go and fix that real quick. So we can select all the clouds. I will click on the cloud object so it selects all of them, and then I can right click and go to Z order, and let's send these to the bottom of the layer. So now if we take a look, now we are going on top of the clouds. Let's go ahead and save our project at this point. So file, save as project. This one is going to be 4. OK. In the next video we are going to do some special movement for the player because we are going to be creating some ladders. So see you then.